Thank you very much, Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, Her Honour, the Honourable Vaughn Solomon Schofield, Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan.
I'm not sure I want to follow those three, but here we go. Premier, Chief Justices, Mr. Speaker, Ministers of the Crown, Mr. Nilsson, Minister Yelich, members of the Judiciary, members of the Legislative Assembly, members of Parliament, members of the Senate, Aboriginal leaders, Elder McKenna and Pastor Hurst, family and friends. Good afternoon and welcome. This is a very special day for us, and Gordon and I are grateful that you're here to share it. I remember the first time I came to the legislative buildings. It was 1951. I was 8 years old, and my classroom was here for a visit of Princess Elizabeth. She became Queen, of course, 1 year later in 1952. When I entered the building today, it was just as awe-inspiring as it was when I first walked through those doors some 6 decades ago. I'm proud to say that my grandfather's construction company actually raised the dome on this building that sits above us. Through my role as chair of the Canadian Forces Liaison Council, I've had the opportunity to visit many of Canada's legislative buildings, and I believe this is one of the most beautiful, impressive in the country. We can all be proud of this magnificent 100-year-old building. We're surrounded by symbols that remind us of our constitutional monarchy and our parliamentary democracy. We're fortunate to have a system where every citizen can vote and anyone can run for public office. The members of the Assembly here are not the elite of society, they're ordinary people. We have a form of government that provides for accountability at every level, and it is a great privilege for me to play a part in this effective system. We're fortunate in Saskatchewan to have a long history of hardworking and committed lieutenant governors. It was my pleasure to work with the Honourable Jack Wiebe when we served together on the Canadian Forces Liaison Council. He was a very fine individual and is greatly missed by many. I'm privileged to call the Honourable Linda Haberstock and Harley Olson friends. It was through my association with Dr. Haberstock that I came to understand and appreciate the valuable role of the Lieutenant Governor, not just in constitutional terms, but in celebrating the extraordinary people of this great province. I have met the Honourable Gordon Barnhart and Naomi on many occasions, and I want to thank them for their outstanding contributions. They've left a remarkable legacy through their work in many areas, and particularly through their groundbreaking leadership forum for Saskatchewan's promising youth. It's exciting to begin my term during the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. The 60th anniversary of her reign is a chance for us to celebrate her enormous personal contributions. She has lived her life by a code of duty and service. She has a strong relationship with Canada and Saskatchewan. In fact, aside from her home country, she has spent more time in Canada than any other country in the world, and she rightfully refers to Canada as her home away from home. I'm also looking forward to welcoming His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall when they visit our province later this spring. The Diamond Jubilee is also an opportunity to celebrate the role of the Crown in Canada. When Her Majesty was here in 1987, she addressed the Saskatchewan legislature. Her remarks on that day included this statement: "The Crown represents the basic political ideas which all Canadians share. It stands for the idea that individual people matter more than theories, that we're all subject to the rule of law. These ideals are guaranteed by a common loyalty through the sovereign to community and country. The nonpartisan position of head of state is uniquely able to celebrate the achievements of Saskatchewan people and communities. The Lieutenant Governor is like an ambassador within the province, sharing our stories and celebrating our successes. I'm looking forward to visiting as many of our vibrant communities as I possibly can." In addition to fulfilling the formal duties of the role, like my predecessors, I will also focus on a few personal themes. It will come as no surprise to those who know me that I intend to honor the contributions of the Canadian Forces. Those who serve in our Army, Navy, and Air Force make tremendous personal sacrifices. Many risk their lives on a daily basis. They are our heroes who represent our Canadian values in the world. I am grateful to each and every one of them, and I truly believe that they deserve our respect and our gratitude. It has been a privilege for me to work closely with members of the Canadian Forces through my work on the Canadian Forces Liaison Council and as Honorary Lieutenant Colonel of the 16th Saskatchewan Service Battalion. I look forward to continuing my association with the Canadian Forces. In addition to honoring our military heroes, I would also look forward to celebrating Saskatchewan's amazing volunteers. Our province consistently has among the highest per capita rates of volunteerism in Canada. When I travel outside the province, I am so proud to say that I'm from Saskatchewan because we are well known as a province of volunteers. As Lieutenant Governor, I will honor those who give so much of their time and energy to worthy causes. Of course, there are other themes I will pursue, which will become evident as my term begins. Before I conclude, I want to pay tribute to the people who have loved and supported me throughout my life. First and foremost, I thank my husband, Gordon, who has been by my side for over 30 years and will take this incredible journey with me. We're so pleased that our children are here today. Our daughter, Dr. Whitney Wignall, traveled from her home in Maine, and our son, George, who didn't have quite so far to travel, is here from Regina Beach. They're the lights of my life, and I am eternally grateful to have them in my world. I am thankful to my accomplished sisters, Adrienne Burns and Sharon Dykesman, and their families for being supportive of me. I also want to thank my cousins Paula and Cindy for being with us today, and Gordon's brother Wayne and his wife Kathy for traveling from Florida. I am deeply indebted to Shelley Barr, who has been my capable assistant for over 16 years. Shelley, I have relied on you every day and will be forever grateful for the major part you have played in my successes. I wish to thank Premier Wall, Mr. Nilsson, all of the members of the Legislative Assembly, as well as Minister Yelich and members of Parliament for being here today. The demands on your time are overwhelming, and I want you to know how much I value your presence and your commitment to the people of Saskatchewan. I thank everyone who has played a role in this occasion, including the Military Guard of Honor and our gifted soloist, Robert Urson. Saskatchewan is full of talented and respected artists in every field. The arts have been important to everyone in my family. My sister Adrienne, among notable accomplishments, has made tremendous contributions as the Vice Chair of the National Arts Centre in Ottawa, and my sister Sharon established the Academy of Music in Regina, which educated thousands of music students. Finally, I wish to thank the staff of the Lieutenant Governor's Office for easing my way and making my job possible and much easier than it could have been. I look forward to the next 5 years with Heather and my team. I will conclude with a brief passage from the Queen's 2010 address to the United Nations General Assembly. It has perhaps always been the case that the waging of peace is the hardest form of leadership of all. I know of no single formula for success, but over the years I have observed that some attributes of leadership are universal and are often about finding ways of encouraging people to combine their efforts, their talents, their insights, their enthusiasm, and their inspiration to work together. I love this definition of leadership. It speaks to the potential for a lieutenant governor to bring people together, regardless of political affiliation, religious belief, socioeconomic background, geographic location, or ethnicity. I look forward to this journey, to traveling throughout our beautiful province and meeting the generous, the innovative, and the remarkable people who call Saskatchewan home. I am humbled by this opportunity and deeply, deeply grateful. I pledge to you today that I will give my very best effort. I will honor this role, and I will serve with impartiality and integrity. It is my great pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada for 60 years. God save the Queen.